Okay, no problem.
In this video, I'll walk you through how I rebuilt my ship based purely on images I shared on Reddit. While this isn't a strict tutorial and the final ship will differ slightly, I'll demonstrate the techniques and glitches I use. After watching, each of you will be able to build a ship like this in your own style. My key advice is to divide the building process into 3 stages. First, stage 1. Focus entirely on the overall look of the ship. Imagine exactly how you want it to appear. At this stage, ignore how parts will connect. Just work on creating the shape. Second, stage 2. Once the ship's form is set, start joining the ship parts together. Use available snap points, mod parts, and if needed, a crucial glitch I call the weapon glitch to link parts without standard connections. Here, I'm essentially building the T-65B X-Wing by Electionis, but I'm using the Delta 7 cockpit instead. You'll find the list of mods and load order at the end of the video. My goal here is to adjust the nose of the X-Wing so the cockpit isn't so deeply set into the body. To achieve this, I'm using a shift technique along a single axis, which can be done by either duplicating or moving parts. I generally prefer moving, but it can be tricky since multiple snap points don't always align as intended. When that happens, duplicating can be simpler and more effective. For this technique, you always need a separate part reference, which can be anything, depending on the axis and distance you need for the shift. Here, I'm using Avantech panels and a 1x1 hab for reference points. Here, I've shifted the ship's nose to the side and used the Delta 7 body structure for both the wings and nose. Since these 2 parts sit at different heights, I'll lift the front wing to align them. Once I'm happy with the look, I start shaping the tip of the spaceship's nose and make sure all parts are perfectly centered. When the alignment feels right, I use the sliding technique to return the nose to its original position. At this stage, ignore snap points and focus entirely on the ship's shape. I'm improvising, recreating the feel of the original build. With reference photos, I have a sense of the ship's size. The nose is mostly ready, so I begin positioning the engine. Here, snap points worked well, but that's secondary. The main goal is to ensure the engine is perfectly centered relative to the fake shield part. After I'm done with it, I turn everything back and check it with highlighting all the habs. If the newly moved hab connects to the others, great. If not, it needs to be adjusted. Need entreplats, and repeat the same axis move. Next in the video, I focus on detailing, using only sliding without introducing new techniques. I replicate what I see in the photo, following this order. Add a part, align it along the y-axis, then along X or Z if needed. If everything lines up, I return the result to its initial position. With my spaceship's main structure nearly complete, I'll now work on optional details. Feel free to add any parts, using sliding as needed. Just be sure to return them to their original positions. Now I'll place the landing gear. You could use the X-Wing landing gear, but I'm only using the front gear from that set. The rear gear will come from the J-Type 327 mod by Electionists. I'm temporarily adding a random grav drive and reactor to remove the warning messages. Using different landing gear can be tricky, as they all need alignment relative to the touchdown point. Here, I need to raise the rear gear along the Y-axis until the two green squares are level and the flight check error is cleared. Note that attaching gear via snap points isn't always possible. In my case, attaching directly causes a landing gear error. So I'll just position the gear using the sliding technique now and will fully attach it in stage 2.
If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. Just let me free. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. Just let me free. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave. If you wanna leave, then baby, just leave.
So, the frame of my spaceship is complete. Now on to stage 2. It's time to connect everything into one cohesive structure. I'll use the weapon glitch, which works like a kind of superglue. For this, I'll use the N-1 version M nanomodule mount. The main reason is that it's small, slim, and has numerous weapon attachment points. I will add a separate additional video in the comment, where I will show exactly how the weapon glitch works. With the weapon glitch, you can connect 2 or more parts using just one weapon, as long as the attachment points on different parts are positioned in roughly the same zone. A weapon attached to a part has a broader influence area. It's not a small point, but rather a sphere around the weapon. You'll need some practice with this glitch to get a feel for it, but once you do, you'll be able to build almost anything in this game. As you can see here, the front wing connected almost automatically, but that was just luck. If it hadn't, I would have attached an extra part with an attachment point to this wing and then tried to find a shared weapon zone for both the main body and the front wing. Let me emphasize again, this isn't a full tutorial. You need to understand how the weapon glitch works, as it's the foundation for this ship build. Next, you'll see me connecting the ship's nose tip using a standard structure part that includes a weapon attachment point. So, the spaceship is ready for flight, but there are a few issues. The Avantech engines don't produce a realistic flame, so it looks a bit off in flight. I'll fix that by adding a few other engines, but these are optional steps. Also, comparing this to the original build, you'll notice my new version has its own unique features, and maybe some flaws, which can be refined using the sliding technique. Here's the mod list. J-Type 327 isn't required. I also recommend Shipbuilder Configurator and have the suggested settings displayed on screen. Reducing the snap distance is helpful for easier horizontal sliding with small parts. Good luck. If you have questions, I'll try to help in the comments. And yes, I'm an AI.